Welcome to our channel, Bravo News. McBee Dynasty. Romance in trouble? Prenup questions spark tension between Alli and Jesse. The whispers begin. The golden Missouri sunset fell over the McBee ranch, turning the fields into a sea of amber. Alli stood on the porch, her hands wrapped around a coffee mug that had long gone cold. She wasn't thinking about coffee, though. She was thinking about Jesse, about what he had said, or rather, what he hadn't said. Word had spread faster than wildfire among fans of McBee Dynasty. There were whispers about a prenup. Some fans thought Jesse had quietly asked Alli to sign one. Others speculated that she had refused, causing tension between them. Alli didn't deny it when her closest friend, Casey, asked her. She only gave a weary smile and said, "Love and contracts don't mix well." But inside, Alli was torn. She loved Jesse, his charm, his quiet loyalty, his way of grounding her when the cameras made life feel unreal. Yet something about that word, prenup, stung. Jesse's silence. Jesse McBee was no stranger to tough conversations. Running cattle, managing the family name, dealing with endless fan speculation. It all came with the territory. But when it came to Alli, he faltered. Late that night, Jesse sat at the wooden desk in his father's old study. Papers spread before him. The prenup draft wasn't his idea. It was Stephen Sr.'s. His father had insisted, saying, "Son, it's not about love. It's about protecting the dynasty." Jesse clenched his jaw. He didn't want to lose Alli, but he also didn't want to defy his father outright. The McBee legacy was built on tradition, discipline, and contracts that were ironclad. The dynasty came first, or at least that's what he had been taught. Fans noticed the cracks. On social media, fans were sharper than detectives. Alli's posts suddenly grew distant. Instead of her usual vibrant captions about life on the ranch and her bond with Jesse, she began sharing vague quotes. "Sometimes silence speaks louder than words. Love isn't a transaction." Screenshots flew across Twitter and TikTok. Fan pages started threads like, "Is the prenup tearing them apart?" and "McBee Dynasty marriage already in trouble?" Alli read them all, and though she knew better, the comments seeped into her heart. A confrontation under the oak tree. It was a warm evening when Alli finally confronted Jesse. They stood beneath the old oak tree where he had first told her he loved her. The place that once felt sacred now carried a weight. "Jesse," Alli began, her voice trembling, "do you want me or do you want a contract?" Jesse stepped closer, his eyes pained. "Alli, it's not me. Dad thinks." "There it is again. Your dad, the dynasty, the ranch. Where do I fit in, Jesse?" Silence hung between them, broken only by the rustle of leaves. Stephen Sr.'s interference. Stephen Sr. didn't bother hiding his disapproval. Over Sunday dinner, he leaned across the table and told Alli in his commanding voice, "If you really love Jesse, signing the prenup should be no problem. A marriage should never threaten what this family built." Alli's fork clattered against her plate. She glanced at Jesse, expecting him to defend her, but Jesse only lowered his gaze. That silence was louder than any argument. In that moment, Alli felt like she wasn't marrying a man. She was marrying into a dynasty where love came second. A confession to Casey. Alli poured her heart out to Casey later that night. "I don't know if I can do this. It feels like my love is on trial, like I have to prove I'm not here for money. But shouldn't Jesse already know that?" Casey reached for her hand. "You don't need to prove anything. The real question is, does Jesse have the courage to stand by you without his father's shadow looming over him?" Alli's eyes filled with tears. That was the very question haunting her every night. Public pressure mounts. As filming for McBee Dynasty continued, producers leaned into the drama. They staged scenes where Alli and Jesse were asked about their future. The prenup rumor became a storyline, and the couple had to act like it wasn't eating them alive. At a fan event in Nashville, someone shouted, "Alli, did you sign the prenup?" Cameras flashed. Jesse tried to laugh it off, but Alli's frozen smile told a different story. The dynasty's secrets were spilling into the open. The love letter. One sleepless night, Alli found a letter tucked into her purse. It was from Jesse. Alli, I don't care about the prenup. I care about you. If it comes down to choosing between my father's conditions and our love, I'll choose you. But I need time to figure out how. The words soothed her, but the hesitation in them lingered. I need time. How much time? How much longer could she wait? The broken engagement rumor. Gossip sites went into overdrive when Alli was spotted without her engagement ring at a charity gala. Fans posted side-by-side comparisons speculating whether she had broken things off. Jesse rushed to clarify in an interview, insisting, "We're still together. People shouldn't read too much into it." But the cracks were undeniable. Behind closed doors, Alli had quietly slipped off the ring after another tense call with Stephen Sr. She wanted Jesse to fight for her, not for the dynasty. A reckoning at the altar. The wedding date loomed closer. Dresses were chosen, invitations sent, cameras ready to capture the McBee fairy tale. Yet, on the morning of the rehearsal, Alli stood before the chapel mirror and whispered, "Am I marrying Jesse, or am I marrying a contract?" Jesse appeared at the door, his face pained. "Alli, I tore it up." He held the shredded prenup in his hands. "If loving you costs me the dynasty, then maybe the dynasty isn't worth what I thought." Tears spilled down Alli's cheeks. For the first time in weeks, she felt the man she loved stand before her. Not the heir, not the dutiful son, but Jesse. Aftermath and new beginnings. When news broke that the prenup had been destroyed, fans erupted online. Some praised Jesse for choosing love, others warned that Alli might regret it later. But for the first time, Alli didn't care about the noise. She kissed Jesse under the chapel lights, whispering, "Now we're free." The McBee Dynasty had been shaken, but love had carved its place in the story, stronger, louder, and more powerful than contracts. The family divide. After Jesse tore up the prenup, word spread fast within the family. Stephen Sr. was furious. "You're throwing away generations of protection for a woman you've only known for a few years," he thundered during a family meeting. Alli sat stiff beside Jesse, refusing to shrink under Stephen Sr.'s glare. "With respect, sir, I'm not a threat to this family. I love Jesse. I'm not here for your land or your money." Christy, always sharp-tongued, chimed in. "That's exactly what someone who is here for the money would say." The room erupted. Jesse stood, slamming his fist on the table. "Enough! I won't let anyone question Alli again. If I have to choose between this family and her, I choose her." The silence afterward was deafening. Galena's warning. Later that night, Galena sought out Alli in the stables. She wasn't cruel like Christy, but she carried her own sharp edge. She stroked a horse's mane. "You think love is enough to survive here? This family eats people alive. If you're not strong enough, they'll spit you out. Don't let Jesse's words fool you. He's loyal, but his blood ties run deeper than his promises." Alli frowned. "Are you warning me or threatening me?" Galena curled into a half-smile. "Both." The media firestorm. TMZ ran the headline first. McBee Dynasty meltdown. Jesse shreds prenup for love. Entertainment Tonight followed. Will love last? McBee fans divided over Alli and Jesse's future without prenup. Podcast dissected every detail, from Alli's Instagram quotes to Jesse's nervous laugh in interviews. On TikTok, fan edits romanticized Jesse's dramatic gesture of tearing the papers, while skeptics mocked him for being blinded by love. For Alli, it was suffocating. Every time she opened her phone, strangers debated her intentions. The night escape. One sleepless night, Jesse took Alli's hand. "Come with me, just for tonight. Let's forget all of this." He led her on horseback across the moonlit fields, away from the cameras, the family, the endless noise. They ended up by the riverbank where Jesse had camped as a boy. Wrapped in blankets, staring at the stars, Alli whispered, "Promise me, Jesse. Promise me you'll never let them come between us again." He kissed her hand, his voice steady. "I promise. No contracts, no conditions, just us." For once, Alli believed him. A brother's betrayal. But not everyone was convinced. Cole, Jesse's brother, was caught on a hot mic during filming. If Alli really cared, she'd have signed it to prove her loyalty. Jesse's blinded, and Dad's right, this is a mistake. The clip leaked, sparking chaos online. Fans accused Cole of jealousy, of trying to sabotage Jesse's happiness. Others agreed with him, saying Jesse was being reckless. Alli was crushed. She had tried to bond with Cole, but his words revealed his true feelings. Alli's breaking point. Back at the ranch, Alli broke down in tears. "I can't do this anymore, Jesse. Every time I think we're moving forward, someone else drags us back. Your dad, your siblings, even the media. I feel like I'm drowning." Jesse held her, his voice hoarse. "Then let's leave. Let's walk away from the dynasty. Start fresh